I'm aware. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
We are having the best problem any sanctuary or prayer space can have. We have more people than seats right now, so we are working on it. We will make sure that everyone has a comfortable spot. We're so glad that you're here, whether you are in person in our outdoor prayer space at Temple Akiba, whether you're here with us on Zoom or on YouTube. We have many faces, both old, no, not old, both long-time faces, as well as people who are here with us at Temple Akiba for the very first time. And we welcome you all. There are no strangers. My name is Rabbi Zach Shapiro, and I'm here with our cantorial intern, Liz Baseman. Welcome home. Welcome home. It is so awesome to be here. I think this is our second Friday evening in-person service, and it's just special. It's just special to see your beautiful souls here once again. We're going to fill this space with prayer, with love, and with music. The nigun that cantorial intern Liz just offered on the way in was a song without words. What was it called, Liz?
Bina's nigun.
Bina's nigun. Our sages teach us that when we sing, it's as though we have prayed twice. And a nigun enables us to pray from the deepest canyons of our souls. We're gonna continue with some songs that I like to call old friends. These songs are Hine Matov, how wonderful it is to be here together. We're gonna do the three versions that we often love to do, beginning with the Rick Rack. Hine Matov U'Manayim, Sheberachim Ram Yavan, 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 Hine sing along. There we go. It's such an honor to invite forward three extraordinary people in our congregation who are going to usher in Shabbat for us. If we open our prayer books to page 2, we can follow along with our candle blessings. And we invite forward Meg Clements and Carol Siegman for our blessings for the candles. And Herman Barnathan, we're going to ask you to come forward now also, who will offer us Kiddush. Hold on 1 second. Let's shift this camera. Hold on 1 second, folks. All right, one more time. If it doesn't light, then God is blowing us a kiss. It's okay. So as we said, God is blowing us a kiss, and those candles are going out. But that's okay. The light is in our hearts, and Carol and Meg will be offering us our blessings. Friends, we're going to ask for all who are able to please rise for the Kiddush. Herman will be leading us on page 5. Hold on 1 second. Face the camera again.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei beri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzah b'anu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'ratzon himkilanu, zikaron l'maaseh b'reshit, ki hu yom tehillah l'nekrayei kodesh, zecher l'tziat mitzrayim, ki banu v'chata ve'otaru kidashta mikol orim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava u'ratzon inchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh Shabbat.
I am. Seated, everyone. Thank you so much.
I have a seat over here.
I'm sorry.
Good.
Please be seated, everyone. On page 8 of our prayer books, we're going to read together. I begin with a prayer of gratitude. Let's please read together again, page 8. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics, no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created, and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us, and to bring that vision to life. We continue now with the singing of Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash. The full words are not in our prayer book, but if we look at page 13, we have at least some of them from the chorus. Liz will be leading us.
Sing unto God on the earth. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we all sing on the earth a new song unto God. I will sing unto God a new song.
It's now an honor to invite forward to lead us in the Chatzi Kaddish, one of our Akiba alum. Ian, can you join us here to help us out? We may ask you for a few prayers to help. Again, we're on page 26, everyone.
Yidkadal ve'yidkada shemei rabba vel madivra hirte vel lik malhute v'chayevon yomehon udayevon beit Yisrael b'akala b'akala ubizman karim v'iru amen yesh me'rabba mevorah Yitbarach v'yishtava v'yitpar v'yitroma v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei dekudusha v'ritu le'evim kol habirata v'ushbechata v'nefemata Thank
you. Don't go too far away. Thank you so much, Ian. Ian is entering his sophomore year. No way. Junior year up at Berkeley this year, and it's good to see you home. It's good that your whole family, most of your family is here joining you. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to continue with our formal call to worship the Baruch Hu. It's on page 28. We ask all who are able to rise. We face Jerusalem, which is this direction.
Barechu et Adonai, Amen.
On page 33, let's please read together at the top in the English. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Blessed are you, Adonai, who loves the people Israel. The Shema Yisrael is our next prayer on pages 34 and 35.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, malchuto leolam vaed. Baruch Shem Kivod malchuto leolam vaed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Please be seated, everyone, except for Ian. Ian will be leading us in the Via Hafta. We are on page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושינתם לבריך ודיברת בם ושבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ופומך ושרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך ובטחתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתיהם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
That's beautiful. And your family is beaming the way they did at your bar mitzvah. My gosh, I wasn't even at your bar mitzvah. That was before you guys came here. Very well done. Thank you so much for adding to this. Friends, our next prayer is the Micha Mocha. And I always feel with this prayer that even though it was written so many centuries ago and the core of it comes from the Bible itself, I always feel as though it were written today. Because this is a prayer about social justice. It's a prayer about putting our best foot forward. It's a prayer saying that we cannot any longer have a mindset that's in Egypt, in a narrow place. But we have to break the boundary and look beyond to make the world better. And we read the news every day, and there's so much going on, whether it is emerging from coronavirus, yet seeing the Delta variant out there. It's seeing the polarization that pits different political parties one against the other. It's the negativity so many are feeling in the greater world toward Israel right now that we have to stand up and be proud of who we are and who our people is. There's so much that we need to be doing. And sometimes it feels like we have to rip that sea of reeds apart ourselves every single day. And you know what we do? We're not standing at the shores, we're going into the water. And we're swimming upstream sometimes, but we have to do it. And when we get to the other side of the water, there's still a journey to get to the promised land. And so we're on that journey. We have to do it. There's no turning back. And if we're ever confused, we join hands, we join hearts, and we allow our souls to dance, because that's who we are. And so, in honor of this Micha Mocha prayer, we're going to offer a very special dance of the spirit, heart, and mind and body, and that's Miriam's song. I believe it is on page 342. That sounds right to me. Let me look at this. Boy, wow, I got it. 342. All right. Page 342.
Good.
I have to tell you, the prayer book that I grew up with, we called it Gates of Blue. Remember Gates of Blue? We had it at Temple Akiba many years. I always knew that the Aleinu we did was the 617 Aleinu. That was the one I grew up with, and it's embedded in my mind. This is the 342 Miriam song, and that's what we're going to sing. We're not going to dance in this space physically, but I want to see your souls dancing as we sing. Get your hands ready, everyone. 5, 6, 7, 8.
And the women dancing with the cymbals followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to one who we exalted. Miriam and the women dancing all night long. And Miriam was the weaver of unique variety. The tapestry she wove was multi-story. With every thread and every strand she crafted her delight. A woman lost the spirit she danced so alive.
5, 6, 7, 8.
And the women dancing with their cymbals followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to one who we've exalted. Miriam and the women dancing all night long. When Miriam stood up on the shores and gazed across the sea, the wonder of this miracle she soon came to believe. Whoever thought that she would part with an outstretched hand, and he would not free from his hand.
5, 6, 7, 8.
And the women dancing with their cymbals followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to one who we've exalted. Miriam and the women dancing all night long. And Miriam the prophet took her timbrel in her hand, and all the women followed her just as she had planned. And Miriam raised her voice and song she sang with praise and might. We've just lived through a miracle. We're gonna dance tonight.
5, 6, 7, 8.
And the women dancing with their timbrel followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to one who we've exalted. Miriam and the women dancing all night long. Micha mocha, ba'elim Adonai. Micha mocha, ne'ezar Nora tehilo, lo tehilel, Nora tehilo.
Let's see those hands, everyone. 5, 6, 7, 8.
And the women dancing with the cymbals followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to one who we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced all night long.
Turning back in our prayer books now to page 42, a very important prayer we have, another prayer of peace, the Akiba. It's a prayer that we only sing at nighttime when it's physically getting dark, but it's a reminder that we go through spiritual darkness every once in a while as well. And so this prayer is a reminder that there will be light at the end of darkness.
Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Elohimenu malkeinu lechaim. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Elohimenu shomreinu lechaim. Ushmor teteinu, Uvoenu, Lechaim Shalom, Me'ata me'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Elohimenu shomreinu
Continue now with the Amidah, the standing prayer. We're on page 46. We invite all who are able once again to rise. We face Jerusalem.
Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. El Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'koneh Hakol, Ve'zocher Hasei Ahavot ve'imahot, U'mevii Geulah livnei bneihem, Leman Shemo Hava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magin. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah, Rav le'hoshia, Morid hatah, Mechagel chayim bechesed, Mechaye hakol ורחמים רבים, צומח נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לו. Melech menit u'mechayeh u'masniach Yeshua le'manata l'chayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai mechayeh ha'olam Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh u'kadoshim b'chol yom yehalelu chasecha Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
Please be seated, everyone. Cantor Lynch and Liz, thank you so much for such beautiful, soulful light that you're adding. I'm going to do things a little bit out of order and offer my words here, just so you know, so you're not standing the whole time. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. How meaningful to be here. You can close your books for a while. Refrain from placing them on the ground, so just keep them on your lap, or if you're one of the lucky few who has a free seat next to you. Actually, you know what? The lucky ones are those who are sitting next to someone, because it's good to be together. I want to offer some words on this Torah portion, but how they affect me and how I hope they can affect you as well. There's two specific things about our portion. It's a double portion, Matut Maseh. They're at the end of the book of Numbers, or Bamidbar, excuse me. What I find fascinating about the placement of Bamidbar is that, well, the word itself means wilderness, but the shorish of the word is davar, which means word or wisdom. In the very next book of the Torah, once we finish Bamidbar, we go on to Deuteronomy, which in Hebrew is called Devarim, which has the same shorish. It has the same shorish, davar, which means word or wisdom. Sometimes we can be filled with confusion, but if we just give ourselves a moment to enter understanding, give ourselves space, allow ourselves to count to 10 sometimes, that confusion can turn to wisdom. They're not all that far apart. And I think it's brilliant in Hebrew that those two books of Torah come from the same root word, but they have completely different meanings. Again, Numbers, Bamidbar, meaning wilderness or confusion, and then Devarim, meaning words. How can our words cure us? So what connects this specifically to our Torah portion for today is that part of it focuses on what it means to keep our word or to make a vow. Maimonides shared, the great theologian of about 1,000 years ago, shared that keeping one's word is considered one of the 613 mitzvot. And we think about how important it is to our own integrity to be a person of our word, to keep our vows, to keep our promises, to keep our commitments, to keep our covenants. So important is it to keep our vows that it takes up the majority of the corpus of part of this Torah portion. And so I want to ask 5 questions. I ask them of you, but the truth is I'm asking them of myself. What commitments do you have to your family? What commitments do you have to your friends? What commitment do you have to the Jewish community? What commitment do you have to the greater community? And finally, what commitment do you have to yourself? These are 5 questions I want you to embed in your soul, and I'm going to ask them again, but I'm going to ask them of myself and share with you my own feelings. Again, these are commitments. These are your sacred vows. What commitments do I have to my family? What commitments do I have to my family? As I raise these 2 beautiful children, and yeah, they're beautiful.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. Yeah. Maya and Eli are 22 months. I am committed to having a house filled with joy. And I'm committed for them to know that Judaism is a central part of my home. Now, someone may say, well, that's easy. You're a rabbi. It's not easy. It's not easy. I run home after my last commitment at Akiba on Fridays so I can celebrate Shabbat for 10 minutes with my kids. So I can come back here and have Shabbat. It's so important to me that we light candles with joy in our homes on Friday. And it's so important to me that Friday night is not the end-all be-all of Judaism. Judaism has to be part of everything that we do. And it's not that I'm shoving it down their throats. I want to make sure they see that Judaism is joyful to me. And no, it's not because I'm a rabbi. It's not because I'm a rabbi. It's because it's so important to me that they are a link in the chain. So that's my commitment to my family. What is my commitment to my friends? Because we all have a sacred commitment to our friends. My commitment is that I'm going to be there. If they have a problem, I want to be there as a listening ear. And I want to shut myself up from giving advice sometimes. It's one of the hardest things to do, right? Am I always there? Do I always meet that commitment? No, I fail a lot of the time. I think we all have felt that we fail. But it's really a commitment I want to strive to keep. And I think that's important for all of us to just be there. Sometimes in being there, the most important thing when they ask a question that's difficult, or when they need something, or when they want to know an answer, sometimes the answer is, I don't know, but I'm here. So that's my commitment. And yeah, I admit again that I fail sometimes, but I still want to be committed to doing that. So we talked about the commitment to my family, commitment to my friends. What is my commitment to the greater Jewish community? My commitment is that I'm not only proud of being a descendant, but that I will also be an ancestor. Okay? What that means is that I can't go around saying, my grandfather was a kosher butcher, and therefore I'm important. By the way, my grandfather was not a kosher butcher. But a lot of people share that with me, and you should be proud of that. But it's got to be so much more. You can't have your Judaism hang on the hat of what your great-grandparents did. You got to ask yourselves, what are my great-grandchildren going to do? And how is my life committed to making sure that that happens? And it's okay if your children or grandchildren have married someone who isn't Jewish. That's not what I'm talking about. Where is the light of Judaism that you love going to land in all of your descendants? Because a piece of you is in them. You're not just a descendant, you are an ancestor. Maimonides, who I spoke about before, said that Judaism is not here just by descent, it is also by ascent. It's not what's come down to, it's how you become a Jew by choice each and every day. There are many in this community here right now who became Jews by choice. There are many who are in the process of becoming Jews by choice. All of us should be Jews by choice. We have something to ascend to. What's my commitment now to the greater world? Because we can't only be about ourselves. We've got to be about others. What is my commitment to social justice? What is my commitment to making sure that beyond the gates of Temple Akiba, those who are hungry are fed, those who are without homes have access? My commitment is to bring goodness to the world, and I want to do that every way that I can. Sometimes bringing goodness doesn't mean that everyone will be happy. Got it? Sometimes it means some people will be annoyed at what I have to say, but that's what we have to do. The role of religion is the same as the role of the newspaper person, to afflict the comfort and to comfort the afflicted. Okay? So part of bringing goodness into the world is to make us a little bit uncomfortable with sitting where we are, that we have an opportunity to go out there and to make the world a little bit better. So I outlined 4 commitments. Help me out here. I want to make sure you're not sleeping. So the first was commitment to who? Family. The second was commitment to who? Friends. The third commitment to the Jewish community. The fourth commitment to the wider community. The fifth one, and you guys have to help me, this is the hardest one. What is my commitment to myself? What is my commitment to myself? I think it's hard to keep our own commitments. I think it's hard to realize that we are deserving of those commitments. We are deserving of commitments. And sometimes we put ourselves aside and forego those commitments so that we can be there for everyone else. So I suppose my commitment to myself is to be seeking balance, to know how to be there for all these other sacred promises I have, but to also ensure that I'm there for not just the rabbi of the congregation, but for Zach Shapiro, and to offer sacred promises to myself that I can know before whom I'm standing, and that I stand before my own self as well. And so I give you those for me, but I ask you, I implore of you to think deeply about those sacred words that you have in your own lives. What is your commitment to your family? What is your commitment to your friends? What is your commitment to your Jewish community? What is your commitment to the greater community? And what's your commitment to yourself? I ask that you take the moment to reflect silently on this, but even more important, I ask you after the services to go into the world and to make a difference with what your commitments are. Friends, we take a moment for our own silent prayer. May we all move from Bamidbar to Devarim, from confusion to clarity, from wilderness to wisdom. Amen.
May these words that we just heard, and the words of our hearts, the meditations of our souls, be acceptable to you, Adonai our God. Yehu leratzon imrefi vehyon libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, begoali, begoali, leratzon, imreti, vehyon libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, begoali, begoali.
Technical difficulty. Carol Diamond, who's our Zoom master tonight, shared that the screen just went dark, and I think we fixed the problem. So for those who are at home, we're sorry about that. We hope you could still hear Liz's beautiful, beautiful words. We're going to continue with our prayer for healing, our Misha Berach, which is on page 253, right in the very center of the page. This is a blessing that asks for healing, not only for us, but also for those who are outside of this space. Healing of a physical, emotional, mental way. And as we share this, those who are home, if you can share names via the chat box of those who you are thinking of. And for those who are here, when we get to the very center of the prayer, as my eyes meet yours, please share out loud those names of people that could use an extra embrace at this time.
Bless the and the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen.
Sam Mitchell, Carol Diamond.
Yishebera imotenu mekor avraham lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. And let us say, Amen.
What an honor it is now to call forward, representing our congregation, Helene Jaffa. I often like to call Helene my rabbi because of the incredible wisdom and goodness that she has in her soul. Helene, let me Shabbat Shalom.
For the first time, I'm greeting you as one of you. I'm not on the board anymore, but I am still education chairperson, and I hope that I continue to educate and to learn from everyone who's here. Right now, because it's the summertime, we don't have a lot of announcements. If you haven't mailed in your membership packet, please do so soon. And we are going to be at the beach in 3 weeks. At Toes Beach for our service. Beside that, next week is Tisha B'Av. The next Friday night is the beginning of Tisha B'Av. Tisha B'Av is about a time when the Jewish people were very low. The temple was destroyed. And we got smarter. We got good rabbis like our wonderful rabbi. And we learned and we created a new Judaism. Perhaps in the spirit of the wonderful sermon we just heard, we can help create a new Judaism in this difficult time in our country and in Israel. Enough. Thank you, everyone. Please, membership.
Thank you so much, Helene. You left one part off of this, and Tisha B'Av also means 6 weeks until the High Holy Days. Which
That's your problem.
that's my problem, my personal, right? I do need one additional special prayer, and I don't know if it exists. Next week, we'll be on a family vacation. I won't be here for Shabbat because we're going on our very first family plane ride with the twins. So if anyone knows a prayer for going on a plane with 22-month-olds, please come and share it with me after the service. We are going to begin our concluding prayers with the Aleinu. This is the Aleinu that is on page 282. Thank you, Ken Torland from this. I was about to say the 617 Aleinu. No, page 282. We invite the congregation to rise once again.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר ראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים משתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר היה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה ושמו
Please be seated, everyone. On page 291, as we prepare for Kadisha Tom, the mourner's Kaddish, there are stars up above, so far away we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we love. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. We remember now friends and family of our community who have died, who continue to shine upon us from their eternal resting spaces. Friends, with my deepest apologies, I was not given before the service our temple's Kaddish list. So if you are here observing a yard site or shloshim, I'm going to ask in a moment for you to share those names out loud. I do want to begin with the names that I do know from Shloshim. One of them is Esther Nell Tabak, and that is Judy's sister of blessed memory. And Elizabeth Epor, Stella's grandmother, excuse me. Is there anyone else who is observing Shloshim the first 30 days of mourning? And if there's anyone here who's observing a yard site, the anniversary of a death, as my eyes meet yours, if you can please share those names.
Abraham Swirling.
Abraham Swirling. For those names that were shared out loud, as well as the memories of all who have died who continue to rest inside of you. And for all those families at the Temple Akiba who are observing Shloshim and yard sites today, we honor their names with Kadisha at home, the mourner's Kaddish. It is on page 294. We ask for all who are able once again to please rise. Yitzchadal, Yitzchadash, Shmei Rabbah, Yomad Yevdah Rote, Yam Yitzmahute, B'chayechonu Yomecho, B'chayei L'chol Beit Yisrael, V'galau B'zman Kariv Yimru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam Omei Omayah. Yitbarach, Yishtabach, Yitbahar, Yitromam, Yitnaseh.
Yitadar, Yitalev, Yitalal, Shemet Kusha, Bariku, Le'ilam Yipol Birchata, Shirata, Tushbetata, Benechamata, Damiran Yoma, Vimru, Amen. Yehesh Lama Rabba Mishmaya, B'chaim, Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael, Vimru, Amen. Ushe Shalom B'Rumal, Uyaseh Shalom, Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael, Vimru, Amen.
May the one who creates peace in the high heavens help us understand that by reaching out to one another, we create peace on earth as well. For all Israel and for all humanity, we say, Amen. We're going to ask you to please remain standing, but put your books down. And in a moment, we're going to have our very first in over a year Oneg Shabbat. Now, I grew up thinking that Oneg meant cookies, and it kind of does. Oneg means enjoyment, but we want to offer our gratitude to our sisterhood for putting this together. And we have volunteers who, as we speak, are putting the cookies out. It's not our traditional time where we can just grab what we want, but we're still in that age where things are a little bit different. But hey, no one's going to complain that they got cookies at services, right? Right. So we're glad that we're here, but we're going to begin with our closing song. Oh, before we get there, Carol Diamond, who's here via Zoom, thank you for being our Zoom master tonight. We so appreciate your helping those who could not be here in person to be part of our worship experience. So Carol, thank you for continuing your incredible help. What are we closing with tonight?
Oseh Shalom, the last words of the prayer, the blessing, the words of power we just said. Oseh Shalom, may the one who makes peace make peace upon us.
Folks, okay. So again, we want your books to be down. If you don't know the words, just sing la la la, but we need your hands ready to clap.
Oseh Shalom B'Rama, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu. Oseh Shalom B'Rama, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu. Oseh Shalom B'Rama, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'Amo Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'Amo Yisrael. Shalom B'Rama, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu. Shalom B'Rama, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu. Oseh Shalom B'Rama, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'Amo Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'Amo Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'Amo Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'Amo Yisrael.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
And oh, we've got a motzi. Hold on. We've got a motzi. Listen, with a little itty bitty challah here. All right.
Rabbi, they're getting smaller.
No, we're just getting bigger, right? I do want to offer a special welcome before we motzi. I know that there are a number of you who are maybe here for the second or third time, but there are a few individuals who I know who are here for the first time. One is Ava, who is here from Alaska. One is Lars over here, who's originally from Spain, and he has been working. Both Eva and Lars are working toward embracing Judaism. And Jessica, who just emailed me earlier, that she and Lars are friends, and we're so glad that you are here with us. You live in Long Beach, or you were going to a synagogue there?
I live in Los Angeles, but I still go to synagogue.
Welcome home. We're glad that you're all here, as well as many of our other new people, as well as, I'm not going to say old people, longer time people. But I would really love it if those who are longtime Akiba members could make sure that you say hello to our new faces who are here. One of the things I loved about Zoom is that we all had little name tags that were automatically there.
Yeah.
We don't have them now. If you see someone that you're not sure if you met before, just say "so nice to see you." That lifts all the burden of wondering if you've met them yet or not. Just share your name. Just share your name. It always makes it more helpful. Liz, want to lead us?
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices join in happy chorus as our prayer is humbly said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. B'nei Adon.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.